This event is the flagship event of the year for KDVA. KDVA cares deeply about its members who helped build the Korea-U.S. alliance into the strongest alliance in the world and continue to serve it. We heard several stories from our members earlier today. They are the living examples of why this alliance between Americans and Koreans matter. And tonight, we recognize and honor these three KDVA members for their contributions to the ROK-U.S. alliance that inspire making a difference for the alliance's future. Master Gunnery Sergeant Veronica Soto, Colonel Retired Jeff Wiltse, and Mr. Insung Shim, ladies and gentlemen. And they will be the first to tell you that their service and contributions are to ensure we continue supporting the 28,500 service members on the front lines of Korea right now, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to thank our wonderful sponsors, the Korean Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs, who literally made all of this possible. Last night's icebreaker, today's lunch, today's conference, and culminating in the honors banquet. So big round of applause for our main sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the agenda for tonight. Opening and welcome remarks from General Abrams, a keynote address from General Retired Jung Sin-jol, the former chairman. And then we have dinner that starts, and about 25 minutes into dinner, we'll start our honors presentation and recognition. Wonderful Korean performance towards the end, and then we'll have a closing. Now, you noticed that we put in there that we're going to have a group photo. So everybody in here, before you leave, you have to be in the photo. Even if one person is out, we got to go find them in the parking lot and wait for them, okay? Now, the reason we say that is there's going to be people going, oh, no, that's only for the important people. No, 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 no. Everybody in this dinner, please, we need you in the photo. That's the evidence that says that you were actually here. That's the only thing that we ask of you, okay? So please consider that. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to please stand as we have the U.S. and Korean national anthems sung by Mr. Insung Shim. This is the second of 3 times that you will see the young gentleman. So, Mr. Shim, please.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose silent and bright star through the perilous fight, oh, the land but we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets let glare the bomb bursting in air, gave to the land night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. 동해물과 백두산이 마르고 닳도록 왕천리 화려강산 대한 사람 대한으로 길이 보존하세.
Thank you. Beautifully done. All right, please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. As the panel discussed earlier today, it's incredible how even the national anthems of both our countries, different but synchronized pretty well, especially when it's sung so well by a young gentleman. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite General Abrams back up here, the KDVA President and Chairman, for his welcome remarks. Sir.
Thanks, Steve. Well, good evening, and for those of you who were not here earlier, welcome to the KDVA Annual Reunion for 2025. This will be brief. First, we have three objectives this evening. The first is we're going to have the great opportunity to hear from General Jung-Sung Jo, former ROK Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and friend of the Alliance, friend of Korea Defense Veterans Association. He was the first president of the Korea-U.S. Alliance Foundation. He's the honorary chairman and many other titles. But when you think about, for those of us who served in Korea at our level, when you think about the Alliance, one of the first names you're going to think about is General Jung-Sung Jo, because no one in Korea works harder in support of the Alliance. And he has agreed, and English is not his first language, he has agreed to be our keynote speaker tonight, so we welcome him. And I'm sure he's going to have some wise words for all of us. Number two, we have three awards to issue, and I won't jump the gun. You will hear the narrative of these three representatives who will be recognized today with the KDVA Honors Award. And then each of the awardees will have an opportunity to express sort of their thoughts on their service in Korea and what it means to them. And if it's anything, as we heard earlier today from those who spoke to the group earlier about their experience in Korea, I'm sure we'll all be inspired by their personal story. And then last, we've got an opportunity for a little cultural experience from a local San Diego outlet that provides that. Here's my simple message, right? Your presence here is really important because your service, if you served in Korea, or your support of the Korea-U.S. Alliance, I'm telling you, it matters. And your voice matters. Just your physical presence matters, but your voice matters even more. And our ask of you, aside from what Steve Lee asked, which is to please join us for the photo at the end, because I'm not going to speak again, I'm going to ask you right now, when you leave here tonight and you go back to your life, make a commitment to speak out in support of the U.S. ROK Alliance. Speak out about the importance of Korea. Influence your networks. Your voice matters. By virtue of your presence, you're telling us that Korea matters to you and the Korean people matters to you and the security of the Korea Peninsula matters and that the security of Northeast Asia matters. That's just by being here. Now, what we're asking you to do is, when you leave here, is be inspired and go speak about it. Speak to your networks. And it's not about just chasing increased members for KDVA. We want you to have an impact because in my view, every voice here in America matters. The more of our own citizens are informed about the importance of Korea, the better it is for the Alliance. So thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us here this evening, and let's have a great event.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, short introduction of General Retired Jung Sun-jul. He is currently the honorary president of KUSAF, and he is a chair professor at the Korea Military Academy. He served as the 37th chairman of the Korea Joint Chiefs of Staff, the nation's highest military position. His distinguished career includes commanding the famed Zaitun Division in Iraq and serving as deputy commander of the Korea-U.S. Combined Forces Command. He is renowned for strengthening the ROK-U.S. alliance and advancing peace and security. General Jung continues to inspire future military leaders, and we are very thankful that he traveled from Korea to be with us to give us his keynote remarks. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome General Jung, sir.
Thank you. Usually it's not a good idea to have a speech, especially in front of the meal. But don't worry about it. I'll make it very short. General Abrams, distinguished guests, the members of Korea Defense Veterans Association, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm retired General Jung Sun-jul, as introduced, former president of the Korea-U.S. Alliance Foundation, now serving as the honorary president of the same organization. I'm also the former deputy commander of Combined Forces Command. You know, it is already mentioned, but it is very difficult for me to delete it if it is in the script. And the former chairman of the Republic of Korea Joint Chiefs of Staff. It is my great honor and pleasure to join you this evening for the KDVA reunion and Alliance Conference dinner here in the beautiful city of San Diego. First, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to KDVA for its remarkable accomplishment, reaching over 50,000 members and over 100,000 followers. It's not just a numerical achievement. It is a living proof of the passion and dedication of all those who steadfastly believe in and support the Korea-U.S. alliance. I also wish to express my deep gratitude to all the former KDVA leaders and members for their unwavering devotion and hard work in guiding this great organization. In particular, I would like to pay my highest tribute to General Sharp, Brooks, Scaperotti, and especially to the current chair, General Abrams, for their dedicated and exemplary leadership. Under their leadership, KDVA has grown stronger, more united, and more influential than ever before. My sincere appreciation also goes to all KDVA staff and members whose tireless efforts embody the living bridge between our two great nations. Tonight, we also honor your friendship, dedication, and services that continue to strengthen the bonds of the Iraq-U.S. alliance. As the former president of KUSAF, I take great pride in the enduring partnership between KUSAF and KDVA. Since its founding in 2017, KUSAF has worked hand in hand with KDVA, starting with an initial contribution of $150,000 and providing $636,000 last year. More than 60% of KUSAF's total fundraising has been dedicated to supporting KDVA activities. KUSAF was in the past, is now, and will be in the future a steadfast partner and loyal supporter of KDVA. The Korean people deeply value and trust the Korea-US alliance. In almost every public survey, over 70% of Koreans express strong support for the alliance. During the Korean War, the United States and the United Nations forces defended our freedom. Following the armistice, the ROK-US Mutual Defense Treaty became a cornerstone in deterring further aggression, allowing the Republic of Korea to achieve both democracy and economic prosperity. In recognition of America's steadfast support and the strength of our alliance, the Korean Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs, in cooperation with KUSAF, invites U.S. veterans and KDVA members to Korea every year to express our gratitude and to strengthen the bonds of friendship between our peoples. Today, the security environment in Northeast Asia remains complex. The stability of Korean Peninsula and Taiwan Strait requires careful management. As we witness growing cooperation among North Korea, China, and Russia, the need for stronger trilateral cooperation among ROK, US, and Japan has never been greater. Moreover, as North Korea continues to advance its nuclear and missile capability, and as strategic competition among neighboring powers intensifies, it is crucial that the United States' extended deterrence remains firm, credible, and effective. The credibility of extended deterrence represents not only the core pillar of our shared security, but also the enduring symbol of our ironclad alliance and mutual trust. The ROK and US alliance benefits both of our nations. For Korea, it is the foundation of peace and prosperity. For the United States, it supports the Indo-Pacific strategy and advances our shared values of democracy, freedom, and peace. To sustain and strengthen this alliance, trust is most essential. Trust between leaders, between institutions, and most importantly, between our peoples. KDVA and KUSAF truly embody that trust. You are the living proof that our alliance is not based solely on the treaties, but on friendship, sacrifice, and shared ideals or value. As KDVA continues to grow, so does the American people's understanding and appreciation of Korea. It is already emphasized by General Abrams just before. Thank you for that. That is why our alliance will remain ironclad, unbreakable, and unshaken by the winds of political change. Tonight's dinner is not only a celebration of our past achievement, but also a moment to reaffirm our shared commitment to a future of peace, prosperity, and freedom together. Once again, I sincerely congratulate you on the successful KDVA reunion and alliance conference. Thank you for your dedication, your friendship, and your unwavering support. May the Korea-US alliance remain strong, trusted, and unbreakable, just like all of you here tonight. Thank you.
All right, remarkable keynote address from General Jung. Really appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are now at dinner. We will start the honors presentations at 6:55. So dinner is going to be served here just in a little bit with the staff. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, please continue to enjoy your dinner. We will get the first honors started. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 KDVA and KUSAF U.S. Service Member Honoree is Master Gunnery Sergeant Veronica Soto, and she is sponsored by Hanwha. Let's give them a round of applause. I will read a summary of what her nominator wrote about her. Master Gunnery Sergeant Veronica Soto is honored for her exceptional service and leadership in strengthening the ROK-US alliance. With over 20 years of military service, including as Marine Corps Forces Korea G5 Senior Enlisted Leader from 2003 to 2004, she has advanced combined operations, cultural exchange, and veteran support. Beyond her military duties, she volunteers with the Association of Naval Services Officers, promoting Hispanic and Latino advancement in the sea services, and she supported Korean orphanages while she was in Korea. Master Gunnery Sergeant Soto's dedication embodies selfless service, mentorship, and alliance advocacy. Through this honor, she aims to expand outreach, empower future leaders, and deepen understanding between Korean and American communities, continuing her lifelong mission to uphold the values of freedom, respect, and shared sacrifice. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we would like to do is have the sponsor of her honor presentation come up to say some congratulatory remarks. And again, we ask that you welcome Jason Park to the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
You stay up here.
Will do. Thanks. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Hanwha, it's a tremendous honor to be able to sponsor KDVA, and in particular, recognize the U.S. Service Member Awardee to Master Gunnery Sergeant Soto. As an Army guy, introducing a Marine Master Gunnery Sergeant, we say in the Army, if you want to do something right, trust in your NCOs. Just reading about Master Gunnery Sergeant Soto, it's tremendously incredible, the things that you have done, the things that you currently do and will do in the future on behalf of the ROK-US Alliance. Again, on behalf of Hanwha, we want to thank you for everything that you've done and will continue to do. So thank you so much. Yeah.
So now what we would like to do is ask General Abrams and General Jung, please move to the stage for a presentation of a plaque of appreciation to Hanwha. It's right there in the middle.
Yeah, right here in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And again, we really appreciate Hanwha sponsoring this honoree, ladies and gentlemen.
Good.
Okay, please stand right there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Master Gunnery Sergeant Veronica Soto, the 2025 KDVA and KUSAF U.S. Service Member Honoree, to the stage. Let's welcome her, ladies and gentlemen. We will present a plaque to her. No, her plaque. Her plaque.
You hold on to your own.
Your own two plaques?
Nope, not his.
No, it's okay. She's got it.
Yours?
Okay, so no, not yet. Okay, so that's the plaque. Where's the photographers? Okay, great. Thank you very much. And then this is the check that Hanwha donating to KDVA so that we can continue our work on her behalf, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Okay, great, ladies and gentlemen. Now everyone else will depart from the stage. And please welcome Master Gunnery Sergeant Veronica Soto for her remarks, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Here it comes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, friends, family, and most importantly, my comrades and veterans present here today. I am truly honored and most humbly accept this award as an opportunity to advocate for something amongst a group of individuals, a group that aggregately believe in the Alliance, believe in empowering this wonderful organization, an organization that advocates for something that is truly unique in this world. I had the opportunity to experience the Alliance. Unlike most of us on the pin, I experienced the Alliance my first time and during OIF. I was part of a combined joint task force, and part of our mission was to integrate our coalition and allies. And side by side, I saw our engineer detachment was a ROK Army engineer detachment. At that juncture in my career, I didn't really comprehend what those type of things meant. I was very young and I was, hut-hutting. But 1 year later, I am being told to pack my stuff, and I'm PCSing to Mar4K. I didn't know what Mar4K was. I didn't know we had Marines there. I thought I could go to Camp Pendleton or Camp Lejeune or maybe Okinawa if I was lucky, but how little did I know how fortunate it was for me to actually be one of the uniquely stationed, permanently stationed personnel Marine types on that peninsula. That experience shaped my very young life as a Marine, and it shaped my recognition of the importance of fostering and cultivating allies and partners, people around the world that are like-minded and that have the same vision for this in the same structure. I am humbled mostly by the ability to be able to walk those same steps that our comrades at arms did, those steps that you paved. I was able to serve in a Seoul, in a Korea that was flourishing. I saw a Korea that was innovative and is raised up to the partner level to where side by side. And that was all paved on those footsteps that you did. When you ask somebody what a warrior's sacrifice buys, it buys freedom, it buys innovation, and it buys the will for the people. So I hope that this opportunity that I'm given, I'm going to continue to promulgate the importance of this alliance and promulgate and use this voice to continue to advocate loudly for our veterans, current, future, and hopefully I can continue to make a difference. I accept this. Thank you very much. And I appreciate all of the people on the ground doing all the hard work. And I just get to sit up here and dress nicely. But I thank you very much. Very humbled.
What's so amazing about people like her is she's stunned that she was selected for this recognition, and she's literally at a loss of words. So Really appreciate you humbly accepting it, and again, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the second presentation is for Colonel Retired Jeff Wiltse, and he is sponsored by CJ Foodville. So let me just read again what his nominator wrote about Colonel Retired Jeff Wiltse. He is honored for his distinguished 30-year U.S. Army career and a decade of continued service advancing the ROK-U.S. alliance. As the CFC, UNC, USFK Commander's liaison officer at the Pentagon, he has strengthened the coordination between U.S. and Korean forces, supporting key engagements and high-level defense cooperation. His career spans pivotal leadership posts in Korea, Japan, Iraq, Germany, and Washington, D.C., including Chief of Staff for East Asia Policy in the Office of the Secretary of Defense. Colonel Wiltse exemplifies professionalism, respect, and enduring commitment to alliance unity, truly living the spirit of 같이 갑시다, or we go together. This honor recognizes both his lifetime of service and his ongoing role in sustaining the deep bonds between the United States and the Republic of Korea. We please ask that General Abrams and General Jung move to the stage. Although CJ cannot join us here physically, we will make sure that we get the plaque to them, but please accept it on their behalf, ladies and gentlemen. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that Colonel Retired Jeff Wiltse, the 2025 KDVA and KUSAF U.S. Veteran Honoree, to the stage. Okay. And we appreciate CJ Foodville donating $5,000 to KDVA so we can continue our work on Jeff's behalf. So, ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Jeff Wiltse. Please.
Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this, for participating in this event and for this great honor. I'm truly surprised but grateful. We've heard nothing but a lot of stories today about the experiences that we've had through the U.S. and ROK Alliance. For me, it's been a bookend experience. My very first tour in Korea was in 1985 as a young armor officer in a tank platoon there at Tongdashan and Camp Casey. I had a Katyusha on my tank. We did Team Spirit and Tank Company Western Corridor and some of the things that were just incredible that first introduced me to what is Korea. But then over the years, I had the opportunity to come back over and over as a training officer, as a plans and exercises officer, and then in my last role on active duty as the Chief of Staff for East Asia Policy and the Korea Desk Officer, where I had the opportunity to bring the Secretary of Defense on 3 occasions over to Korea. And so it was great to see Korea in 1985 to what Korea was in 2000 and again in 2010. Incredible change. And was all about, for me, the U.S. ROK Alliance and what that had grown to be. And now as I retired and work as a civilian in the Pentagon, it's incredible to get to work with organizations like KDVA and to continue that bond and that relationship and that support of the U.S. ROK Alliance. So I'm honored, I'm grateful, and thank you all very much for participating in this and remembering the U.S. ROK Alliance is important, and it's important to tell the story of what you've done, what you've learned, and continue to uphold and support this alliance. Thank you.
So I strongly encourage you, after this, we'll have time, please make sure you say hello and congratulate the honorees. Veronica and Jeff, just super nice people. So they'll certainly make your evening by going to say hello to them. So next, ladies and gentlemen, is our civilian honoree, and that is Mr. Insung Shim. So let me read his nominator's narrative for you. Mr. Insung Shim is honored for his outstanding leadership, service, and enduring contributions to the ROK U.S. Alliance. A veteran of the Republic of Korea Army's elite 21st Infantry Division, he earned the Expert Infantryman's Badge, the U.S. Expert Infantryman's Badge during joint training with the U.S. 2nd Infantry Division and later adapted the EIB program for Korean troops. After his military service, he moved to the United States and got a master's degree in statistics and data science from the UC Santa Barbara. A committed veteran volunteer, he honors veterans through ceremonies and public outreach, bridging cultures through music, mentorship, and storytelling. Now preparing his memoir, Sergeant Shim, Don't Give Up, Move Forward. Wise words for everybody, right? He aspires to serve as a public diplomacy envoy, connecting generations and advancing shared democratic values between Americans and Koreans. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite Mr. J.T. Choi, the KUSAF Veterans Association chairman, who is the sponsor for this recognition, for his congratulatory remarks for Mr. Shim. J.T.
Good evening. This is really an honor for me to introduce Mr. Shim Insung as a KUSAF Veterans Association chairman. Mr. Shim, as introduced by Steve, he did a great job and during the military service. With the EIB, as a KUSAF, I know the EIB is very, very hard to get during the military period. But he's an Army officer. He got the EIB. This is really great. In 2014, according to his resumes, during joint training with the US-2ID, he earned this EIB badge, which is a rare achievement among Korean soldiers. So he later adapted. This is an EIB program for the Korean Army, implementing realistic combat training at the 21st Division's recruit training center, instructing both officers and NCOs. He has a very, good ambition as a rising next generation leader. He has a goal to becoming of the first Korean American governor of California within the next 15 years. With wholeheartedly, we fully support his dream come true. Thank you. We go together.
We ask General Abrams and General Jung to please join us here on the stage as we present a plaque of appreciation to the KUSAF Veterans Association. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the stage the 2025 KDVA and KUSAF U.S. Civilian Honoree, Mr. Insung Shim, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, all right. And then again, a check from the KUSAF Veterans Association to KDVA and Mr. Shim's name so that we can carry on the great work that he embodies. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Shim for his remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished veterans and honored guests, my name is Insung Shim, Morai Global Richard. It's great to honor and the most emotional moment of my life to stand here today to receive the 2025 KDVA and KUSAF U.S. Civilian Honoree Award. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to General Robert Abrams, General Jung, and KDVA and KUSAF, all the sponsors, and everyone who dedicated themselves to making this meaningful event possible. My journey began in the Republic of Korean Army. While many of my friends were heading to college, I entered the NCO Academy at the 19 years old, determined to serve my country, and with a firm resolve that after completing my service, I'd go to the United States to study. After 8 months of intense training, I was commissioned as an infantry staff sergeant and served for 8 years at the 21st Infantry Division in Yanggu, Gangwon Province. Along the General Outpost GOP, this region includes some of the fiercest battlegrounds of the Korean War: Broad Bridge, Heartbreak Bridge, Battle of Dosulsan, Gachilbong, and Paroho. It was also one of the regions where the United States forces suffered the heaviest casualty. Without the blood, sweat, and sacrifice of the American soldiers who gave their lives there, the free and prosperous Republic of Korea we know today would not exist. During my military service at 21st Infantry Division, I realized a truth I will never forget: freedom is never free. Every sunrise I witnessed over the DMZ from here, 1,242 meters of Gachilbong reminded me that freedom and peace are built upon the sacrifice of brave souls. Each time I step out to the GOP fence line, I carry the deep gratitude for the comrades who had given their lives to defend this land. I felt immense pride and a profound sense of duty, knowing that I was serving upon their sacrifice. Because of their devotion, the Republic of Korea stands today. Holding that truth close to my heart, I approached every moment of my military with a positive and passion, a commitment that led to my selection as a special warrior in the 21st Division. In 2014, I was selected as an elite soldier and dispatched to Camp Casey to train with the United States 2nd Infantry Division for Expert Infantry Batch, we call EIB. This training pushes every infantryman to the limit, testing fundamental skill, physical fitness, and mental endurance. Among the 524 Korean and American soldiers, only 94 completed this course. I was honored to be one of those 94. During the training, I faced language barriers, unfamiliar equipment, and the new equipment that challenged me in every moment. On the first day, I received a no-go on a test and felt deeply discouraged. However, I studied my mind and then told myself, you cannot give up after one failure. True strength is not about never failing, but about rising again every time you fall. Holding to that belief, I completed every task perfectly on goal in every event and then finished the training with honor. Through the EIB experience, I gained another principle has guided my life. Only those who are prepared will succeed. Never give up and keep moving forward to the very end. Completing EIB training gave me the confidence that no hardship in life could ever make me quit. Armed with that conviction, I was ready to a new challenge. In July 14, after 8 years of my military service, I submitted my discharge paper and left the Army with honor. With about 100 million won, approximately 85K USD, I had saved during my service. I applied for US student visa and then boarded a plane to America with a courage and dream. At that moment, I made a promise myself I will graduate from great American school, and I like that magpie in a Korean proverb that repays kindness. I will one day serve the ROK-US alliance. Every person should pay the grace they have received. The promise became my mission of my life. Since then, I have lived each day remembering of the blood-bonded alliance between Korea and the United States, striving to honor and repay the debts. However, life in America was far more difficult than I imagined. When I first arrived, I could barely understand the lecture at Santa Maria College, and every class felt like riding a dizzying roller coaster. I failed my Beijing math course twice, and after a third failure, I was warned I might be expelled. But the perseverance and endurance I learned in the Army lifted me up again. On my third attempt, I finally passed elementary algebra, and through steady effort, determination, I went to pass the calculus as well. Later, upon the recommendation of my math professor, I worked for 2 years as a math lab tutor. That experience instilled in me in a firm belief, as long as you never give up, nothing is impossible. Every day I kept telling myself I can do it. With the courage and hope, I study each day as if I were fighting a solo battle. To transfer to UC campus, I consistently strove for top grade in every course. Finally, in 2022, a miracle happened. I was selected in UCSB Santa Barbara as a statistics data science major. However, UCSB tuition was 3 times higher than over the community college. To afford it, I worked diligently on campus while continuously applying for scholarship from both Korean American community and Korean government scholarship. I was fortunate to receive the scholarship made possible by kindness of many individuals and organizations. Without the generosity of those who support me, I would not be standing here today. During the 3 years at UCSB, I had the privilege of training for a year and a half with the UCSB ROTC cadets. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 a.m., I joined them for physical training. Although there was an age gap between me and the younger cadets, they respect my 8 years military service. Through the training and living alongside them, I gained a deeper understanding of American military leadership, duty, honor, and country. That time I spent training with them was more than physical exercise. It was a precious period that rekindled my original soldier spirit. With that spirit renewed, I was able to preserve continuous training and to complete all my study and my journey without giving up. On June 14, 25, after 8 years of military service and then 8 years of my academic pursuit, I earned my bachelor degree in statistics data science from UCSB. In that moment, I realized graduation not the end. It is the beginning. My mission to serve and then strengthen the ROC and US alliance was not finished. Since graduating from UCSB, I have devoted myself to honoring the sacrifice of the Korean War veterans and to sharing the legacy and significance of the ROC-US alliance to the next generation. As a member of the Republic of Korea Army Association in America, I helped the organization and participated in ceremonies such as Platoon, Korean War Memorial Park event, Memorial Day ceremonies, Korean War commemorations, the Armistice anniversary with the United States 4th Infantry Division, Army Operation Day, and the Redondo Beach Veteran Association event. Also, I contributed to the General Paxonio Memorial Project held in the United States, which honored him as a Korean War hero and the father of the ROC Army. At each of these events, I sang both the United States and the Korean national anthem. Each time I look at the two flags, I honor from my bottom of my heart all the veterans who devote themselves to freedom and peace. I also conduct the Korean flag presentation ceremonies at the funeral of both Korean and then American veterans, honoring their final journey with dignity. In August of this year at the Fort Army National Training Center, I helped organize the welcome and farewell ceremony for soldiers of the 30th Mechanized Infantry Division of the ROCA who came for joint training. On the final day, I hosted the victory party where the Korean and American soldiers shared a genuine friendship and commemorably, as I watch them, celebrate them, encourage one another, I realize that today's partnership and the trustship between our troops were built upon the sacrifice of veterans 75 years ago. Every time I hold the veterans' hand, I'm reminded once again that the freedom of peace we enjoy today upon their courage and sacrifice. They are true hero of the peace. I hope to remain a bridge of the ROC and U.S. alliance, carrying their legacy forward to the next generation. The flag and letter I received from KDVA and KUSAF stated, your dedication and passion have become an example for ROC-U.S. alliance and for all veterans. To me, this award is not a reward for past achievement, but a reminder of my continuing mission to teach, connect, and serve future generations. It also represents a shared honor of every Korean American warriors who fought side by side for the freedom of the Korean Peninsula. Our alliance is not merely treaty, it is blood-bonded friendship founded on trust and shared value that has endured for 75 years. I extend my deepest gratitude to my family, Veronica, President Banquet, and overall God for always guiding me. Most of all, I'm here today because of people who stood by my side through lonely and difficult time. Finally, to the younger generation, to students, soldiers, and all dreamers here today, I want to say freedom is never free. Without the blood, tears, and sacrifices of the soldiers of both nations 75 years ago, the freedom and democracy we enjoy today, and the peace and prosperity of East Asia would not exist. We must never forget their devotion. It has been a true honor to share my story with you today. Thank you sincerely for your time, attention. Thank you for the ROC-U.S. alliance. 같이 갑시다. May God bless the United States and Republic of Korea, all the soldiers, their family, and the veterans around the world who continue to dedicate themselves to the cause of freedom and peace. Thank you so much.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause to our three honorees today. Thank you. So the third point that General Abrams mentioned is the cultural performance, and we're at that point of the evening. They are a local organization. They're a non-profit, which is wonderful, and they're all volunteers. So they get together and they practice diligently. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the San Diego Korean Pungmul Institute. So this is the beauty of having folks who you trust tell you that a organization is good. We obviously don't live here in San Diego. I'm from the Washington, D.C. area, but we were told by a group that we trust that this organization is something to behold. So ladies and gentlemen, that was one. Let's give another round of applause. So, our 1.5 days of being together for the 2025 KDVA reunion is coming to a close. When we look back, we started here at the back of this hotel last night. It was beautiful. Wonderful weather. I know for those of you that are here in San Diego, you get this 300 days of the year. But for folks like us from out of town, we even have a couple that came in from Boston specifically for this reunion. They just found out about KDVA not too long ago. They wanted to check us out. We really appreciate them doing that. For the rest of the reality world, we get days like this maybe 30 days out of the year. It was a wonderful way to start. Got to know our sponsors and the speakers, and now we carried it over this morning, going to the wonderful, beautiful, the only place like that, a Veterans Memorial at Mount Soledad, and had an opportunity to go and visit there and lay a wreath. And so then we came together and had a wonderful lunch and culminated with several stories from Korea Defense veterans and KDVA members, as well as our networking forum with a whole bunch of our partners and new organizations that we care so much about. And then finally with Honors Night. Really appreciate that you came along on this journey with us. But on an event like this, it doesn't get done without a whole bunch of people, especially in the background. And let me just mention some of them to show our deep appreciation. So, first and foremost, our sponsors, again, MPVA, for literally paying for all of this. I really appreciate them doing that. Hanwha for being KDVA and KUSAF's biggest donor, as well as being an honor sponsor. CJ Foodville, they're the folks who own Tous les Jours Bakery. I don't know if y'all have had that in San Diego, but the best bakery of all the ones that the Koreans are very good at. And the KUSAF Veterans Association for sponsoring one of our honorees. Appreciate you doing that. And then Ace Express Incorporated from J.W. Kim. Really appreciate their table sponsorship. Would like to thank very sincerely K-Tron and Sergio and the team here at the Hyatt Hotel. Let's give them a round of applause. And the young folks that you saw walking around with cameras, the ACMA folks, they're our new 40th partner. Really appreciate all that they did. I think we might still have the video crew available. If you haven't done an interview and if you'd like to, please, if you go to the room to the right, when you step out, you can still do like a 1 or 2 minute video interview. Talk about either your experiences in Korea or what you thought of the KDVA reunion. Okay, so please consider doing that. And again, so thank you very much, ACMA, ladies and gentlemen. Another big round of applause again for the San Diego Korean Pungmul Institute, ladies and gentlemen. Again, volunteers. If she hasn't already blown up on social media, Little Girl is pretty amazing. For those of you who don't know, actually to be able to sing that in Korean is very difficult, let alone for a little girl like that. So we were amazed and shocked. And so hopefully she gets on social media to our 120,000 social media followers and she gets blown up. I mean, blown up meaning in a good way, right? Gotta be careful these days, but the slang that young folks use. I also want to thank KDVA volunteers, the Miller family. They're so dedicated. We've had 4 of these now. Cecilia, Kevin's wife, and their daughter, teenage daughter, Tina, they've been to all 4 of them. And so really appreciate all they did to support us. Finally, I really want to acknowledge somebody who, quite honestly, doesn't want to get acknowledged, and that's Earlene Honoree. She is our VP. She literally did all of the heavy lifting that made this possible. General Abrams mentioned that she and I are the only full-time employees here at KDVA, but believe me, I didn't do too much work for this, okay? Because she is so capable. I mean, literally, the little details of coordinating every meal, synchronizing and making sure that the movement of moving the tables out and bringing in the panels, and I mean, all of it, putting this up and the bus transportation to Soledad, making sure the outdoor space was good, making sure the rooms were coordinated for those of you that stayed here, literally, and that's just like 30% of all the things that happened behind the scenes. So again, Earlene, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. So we got two more things to do, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you who are introverts and have not found your fifth or fourth person new, you still have time to do that before you leave, because that's one. Second, what did I tell you from the very beginning that you're going to do before you leave here, because we're going to close the doors? No, seriously, please, we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to have 2 rows of folks here, 2 rows of folks here, and we're going to take a group photo. All right, so let's make this a fun thing and make it quick. So the crew is going to move this out of the way. So the easiest way to do this is the shorter people come down here in the front and the taller people in the back, and we'll just knock this out very quickly. All right, here we go.
Right, get up there.
Knock it out. Yes. No, no. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Yeah. Not from the one girl. Come on over here, wherever you're going. All right. Everybody in the picture. Let's go. Let's go. Sooner you get up, sooner we'll be done.
Can I go up here? Yes, we're gonna, huh? Can I get up here? Yeah. Can I get some video? Yes. Be careful of the streaks. Oh, they're off me. Okay, we're off it. Hold it. Be careful. I'm putting it in. Yeah, grab it. I gotta go up here for the photo. That one.
If you are beyond somebody, get into their negative space.
Okay.
Otherwise, your face ain't coming out. Right? So make sure your face comes out. Get into people's negative space.
So you guys still getting over here? Yeah, I'm just gonna get off. It's too wide for me.
Come on up.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Everybody say cheese. I'll take you. Cheese.
Hey, oh, seriously, hurry. Let's go. Go. Wonderful. Who else is coming? Yeah.
That's it.
Come on, let's go.
Right here. Very good.
All right, great. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.